like a boss.
All right, ladies, this is Alex from mindfulattraction.org. And today we're going to be talking about a very special video, okay? And it's very simple. It is 99% of men get turned on when you act like this, all right? This video is all about how to stand out from other women. And it's a very simple concept. You know, honestly, it's a simple concept, you know? When everyone is going up, you go down. When everyone is high energy, you're low energy. When everyone's low energy, you're high energy. Actually, no, don't do that, right? What I mean is this, all right? When you like someone, naturally you have a certain way of behaving, right? When you don't like someone, naturally you have a certain way of behaving. And the funny thing is that, by the way, I have seminars going on in New York City this next week and in Berlin. Go check. I actually put some new dates down below. So I'll be going to Europe next year. So go check on the seminar dates down below if I'm going to be going to your city. But naturally, people have a certain way of, what was I saying? Fuck, I should stop interrupting my own self, right? But naturally, though, women have a certain way of acting and you think it's different, right? A lot of women think they're different, right? Even though they are different, but you're not that different. Why? Because when you like someone, there's a certain similar way of acting. You act similar to everyone. When you're not in love with somebody, you're yourself. You're unique. And so you stand out. When you like someone, your uniqueness fades away and you act like every other girl. In fact, to him, he says to himself, here goes another one. Here goes another one. But to you, you're like, here comes special me. The reason why you don't see what he sees is because you think you're being yourself, right? And that means is that you think you're acting like who you are. You're saying, I'm being my authentic self. I'm not playing any games, right? And what tends to happen is that because you're trying to be your authentic self, you can't be yourself. Because the self, that's who you are, is being overridden by emotion. So in reality, you're not being yourself. To be yourself, you got to control your emotions so that you can remain an individual, a unique individual, so that you don't let yourself be paraded by emotion. So that you don't end up sucking a lot of dick, right? Well, unless that's what you want. I'm not gonna get in the way of that. So it's very similar to like a study, right? When you see people in a screen moving, and then there's one person. For example, if you see a whole bunch of people moving, right, and there's one person that's not moving, who are you gonna focus on? On the person who's not moving. You see what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like, even though everyone's moving, trying to get attention, the fact that you're standing still, people will focus in and zero in on you, right? So it's the same thing is that when a woman likes a guy sees that same girl every day. When a woman likes a guy, it's pretty much almost like the same woman, but with a different face. She acts the same way, talks the same way, reacts the same way, you know? All right, let's not go there. You know, so it's kind of like, you think you're different, but in reality, you're looking like every other dude, every other woman, just like every other dude thinks they're different. In reality, they act like the same dusty bucket hat wearing motherfuckers that are out there, right? So how do you do that? It's very simple, man. It's not about you being different, honest to God. It's like the color blue. Like I always say, there's light blue, and then there's dark blue. There's light skin, and then there's Wesley Snipes, right? So it's kind of, you got to realize that when it comes to this, you're not really changing who you are. You're just changing the intensity, changing the dose. You're only giving them one hit of weed. You're not giving them the whole blunt. You see what I'm saying? So the way you do that is that you just literally reduce what you communicate. Literally, that's all you do. You literally reduce what you communicate. If your intensity of communication is at a midnight blue, you fucking tone that shit down to a baby blue. You see what I'm saying? So for example, if I'm always, hey, what's up, girl? For example, this is my problem when I was younger. I love women, okay? And so what tends to happen is that there was just some women that I just couldn't keep my hands off of them, right? And so what happened was I just couldn't get my hands off of them. So I just kept kissing them and just like kissing their neck and like, couldn't get over it, right? But the problem was that it was too much, right? It was too much. It was turning them off, right? So what I learned is not being different. It's just control yourself, motherfucker. Give her some space, right? Give that girl some space, right? So you got to realize, how do you behave when you're in love, and then go against that current. So for example, with me, it would have been that I wouldn't, like, when I was in bed with her, I wouldn't be kissing her all over. In fact, I'll be just chilling, minding my business, right? So with you ladies, when you're with a guy you really like, what you got to do is give him enough distance, give him enough space, give him more space than necessary. You got to get him to the point where he says, why is she so distant? It's not that you're emotionally distant. Is that you're physically distant. You give him space. You respect his time. And I'm not saying that you respect his time as like master, I respect your time. I don't mind if you guys say that. But what I mean is that you respect his time. You're like, look, man, you're a man. You have shit to do. I got shit to do. You let me know when you're available. You see what I'm saying? It's like you're open to them hitting you up. You contact them, but you want to see some effort on their part, right? For example, I remember one time I was with this girl and I was staying in an apartment that I was staying in, Airbnb, and this chick, she spent the whole day with me, but it's like we only hung out like 20% of the time. She did her own thing. She went in her own room. I went in my own room. I chilled out. In fact, I forgot that she was in. I forgot that she was in the apartment, right? And when it came down, I'm like, oh shit, you're here, right? And I'm telling you guys feel that burden. They don't like that burden. They don't like seeing a woman like this all over them all the time. It's fucking annoying. You see what I'm saying? And so when a guy senses that you really like them, right? And that it doesn't mean when you're with them, you show him you like them, but when you're not there, you give him that physical space. It creates an insecurity that a guy just needs to be close to you just to make sure his insecurities aren't based on irrational thinking. You're like, fuck. Does she like me? Does she like me? Right? Did she lose interest? That's a thought that happens, right? When you're with them, you like them, but when you're not with them, it feels like you lost interest, right? And all you got to do is when you're with them, be yourself. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, to be honest with you. But when you're not with them, you give them all the space necessary. In fact, you even encourage that shit. You encourage that because the act of encouraging it doesn't make them do that more. The act of encouraging makes them think, fuck, like, is she losing interest? Like, that's how people think. You see what I'm saying? So by just encouraging him to be on his own, to do his thing, it inadvertently pushes him towards you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces. One is 19, and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better.
And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.